All right, let's get it. Round 14. Andrew with Gengar Arceus versus. I'm actually not sure what the other player is playing, to be honest. We'll get into it though. Looks like Andrew's going first. Does not have. Actually, just draw pass, it looks like. And I think it is Arceus. I think it might be Arceus Dark Box on the other side. I think it is Arceus Dark Box. Quick ball away the Dark Energy. So, I'm not sure how this matchup goes, to be honest. I just want to do some learning here. Oh, it's Malamar VMAX. Okay, so we want to set up Malamar VMAX as soon as possible then. So there's no one-hit KOing going on in this matchup from either side. So I definitely favor the Malamar player, I think, because, well, maybe not, because I want to say I favor the Malamar player, but I probably favor Andrew still, because Andrew can one-shot the Arceus of Mikey here. And Mikey can't one-shot, but you do have the potential to do some Malamar plays and just like hand lock him with Malamar. So it's pretty important for Andrew to actually set up B-Barrel so that doesn't happen. So Andrew should prioritize B-Barrel pretty aggressively here so that you don't just get hand locked by Malamar. And then you kind of force Mikey to maybe boss the B-Barrel or something. I'm actually curious if Mikey plays B-Barrel or not. We'll see. Fails that quick ball. Interesting. So maybe you just shouldn't have played that quick ball if you're just going to fail it. We'll see what the rest of the hand gets played. Goes with a research. But that's interesting because they had the Adventure's Discovery and they lost a lot of dark energy there. So they could have just chilled and played AD next turn. I don't know really what they're looking for off this research. They're looking for an Arceus, so V-Star. I guess you're always scared of Pat to the Peak, though. I don't know. I wouldn't have hated just holding the hand there from Mikey and then just playing the Adventure's Discovery next turn. And literally the Adventure's Discovery gets you everything you want, right? Like, but I guess the only thing with the Adventure's Discovery is like if Andrew puts down a Pat to the Peak, then I guess you're kind of stuck. So maybe it is correct to just play the research and be more aggressive. I don't know. You lost a lot of energy there, though. And I'm sure we'll see Andrew grabs Charon's Care off the Luminion. I don't know about that. That is interesting. Is that correct? Why are we grabbing Charon's Care off of Luminion? I'm so confused right now. Where's this going? Tool Scrapper the Big Charms. Okay, that's a good hit. Pat to the Peak. Was something prized that they wanted? What were the prize cards again? Hold up. There's nothing prized. This is just like... I think that's just a mistake. That just like doesn't make any sense to do. You just like put another... You're not going to get donked. You're going to play like you hit another Pokemon here. Also, you could have just like not... This is just a mistake, I think. Like, you lose your Luminion. I guess you're putting Pat to the Peak in play anyways, but now you just, like, lose a bench space. You put a 2-prize Pokemon in play. So now you have, like, an extra 2-prize liability in play when you just don't need to have that in play. So depending on how the game goes, this could lose you the game. You're putting Pat to the Peak in play, I guess, so it's, like, fine that you... The idea of using it beforehand is okay, but not to get a Charon's Care. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I think this is just a bad play, to be honest. Like, I don't like this at all. I think this is just, like, is incorrect. Like, you're putting the Path to the Peak in place, so you're never going to use it anyways. Also, you don't have to Tool Scrapper that Big Charm. You could just leave that Big Charm on the Arceus. I guess you want to Tool Scrapper because you want to be able to one-hit KO it. But if you're really scared of Choice Belt KOing your Gengar, like, it's just super unlikely to happen if you have Path to the Peak in play as well. I don't know. I think that's just, like... And also, if you whiff Arceus Energy... And you're like, if you're saying basically, if I whiff Arceus Energy and my opponent knocks out my Gengar, I can still win this game. But you're so far behind at that point that, like, you're going to be in a terrible spot, right? So that's basically what Andrew's saying here is like, okay, I'm going to whiff. I'm putting down this Luminion because if I whiff Arceus Energy and my opponent goes KO my Gengar, I can at least send up my Luminion to wall for it. You're just like, that's what I like to call just kind of like bleeding out. You're playing... basically with the idea that you're gonna lose anyways, but you get to play the game longer. It's like, okay, just take the loss at that point if they KO your Gengar. Like, this Luminion on the bench is just bad. Because now all of a sudden, let's say you hit your Arceus energy here as Andrew. Now Mikey goes KO your Gengar, let's say, and then KO your Arceus, boss KO your Luminion, and the game is just over. Like, because you put a Luminion in play for no reason. There's just no reason for this fish to be here. This is like this is just not good. There's the Arceus, there's the energy. Like, you just want to play like you're going to hit that and then go with it. There's a Guru as well. Did you put the energy on top of the deck? Okay, we still have an energy. Okay, right? Like, now we just have a 2-prize fish in play, just like chilling. Like, and the thing is, like, if Andrew literally drew, the only play where the fish like would be helpful would be if Andrew gets energy for Gengar, switch Gengar, and then hide behind the fish. That's the only situation where it becomes helpful to have the fish on board, I guess. That's the only situation where it'd be cool to have the fish on board, is if you get energy plus switch to the fish. That's the only situation I could see. So maybe that is reasonable. But you should be seeing another basic off Marnie anyways. But I guess you could, like... Nah, I don't like the fish bench. You just, like, open another route for your opponent to win the game. If they get the Gengar KO, now they can go KO an Arceus and then KO the fish to win. But if you just never put the fish in play, it's, like, never possible. It's, like, never possible. Okay, Pumpkaboo grab here from Mikey. The Pumpkaboo about to be pretty clutch here, actually. Evolution Incense to get the Malamar VMAX. Does have a lot of V's in play, so this could come back to hurt them for sure, because Gengar is hitting really hard right now. Not hitting hard yet, but maybe soon. Ooh, and got another Path to the Peak as well, so can go with the Starbirth into a Path to the Peak here. So this is a pretty good turn from Mikey. You should get like a switch card. Ideally with a choice belt, is like if you have switch card choice belt in there in the deck for Mikey, then you just get those, I think. I don't know if Mikey plays the choice belt though. I wouldn't be surprised if Mikey doesn't. It looks like there's at least 3 big charm in the deck. Thinking about the escape rope, thinking about boss as well. I don't hate the boss grab for the future. Definitely needs to switch. The escape rope would be a little bit weird because they're just gonna send up a Rangaroo. It looks like they got fan plus switch. I mean, the fan is okay, I guess, to reset the Arceus on the next turn, but I feel like after the Arceus attacks, it doesn't really matter too much that you fan it. I don't know. There's the path, making it so Andrew can't use that Starbirth, and then... What? Did I miss something there? Could they not do this play that they did? Oh, did Andrew scoop? Okay, Andrew scooped. It looked like Mikey scooped. That's why I was so confused. It looked like Mikey scooped first. But Andrew scooped the game. Okay, that's fine. It looked like Mikey scooped first. That's why I was so confused. Mikey was like, all right, I got everything, and I will concede. Let's go to game 2. But Andrew is the one who scooped there. But I don't even know if I agree with Andrew scooping there. Because, like, Mikey was just going to hit... Mikey didn't have the 1-hit KO on the Gengar, had a ton of V Pokemon in play. I think that was still winnable from Andrew. I think if Andrew... I think if Andrew gets the attack there with Arceus next turn, which is possible, then I think it's still possible, very possible for Andrew to win that game. Like, I think that game is still very possible for Andrew to win. You just needed to have... I mean, you need to get like a research or something, but you have Guru, you have Primate Wisdom, so it's possible to find like a research or something on the next turn, and you'd be just fine. So I don't agree with that concede there from Andrew. I think that was still a winnable game for sure. Especially with how many V Pokemon were in play. Gengar was kind of swinging. One more V Pokemon has to come down for whatever reason, and then maybe, I don't know. That's probably not going to happen. So B-Barrel is prized from Andrew, which is a big deal. Like I mentioned, you want B-Barrel in play. You want B-Barrel in play in this matchup. It's pretty important. Nothing really important on Mikey's side. Prized. It's just the what's it called? Just the B-Barrel. B-Barrel's like the biggest thing here. Like, you want to get B-Barrel out as soon as possible. Double research being prized. I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's not a huge deal. The choice belt being prized could be a big deal in the early turns if they only play 1. We'll see. I assume Andrew only plays 1 choice belt. So that could, no, they play 2 because they're playing Gengar. So Andrew has 2 choice belts, so that's not a huge deal. The B-Barrel is a little bit annoying, though, because you want to get that out against the Malamar VMAX, so you're, like, safe from the what's called plays. All right, attach Arceus, Ultra Ball. Away the Gengar pieces. And grab. Are they grabbing a Crobat? It looks like a Crobat here. It's interesting that they're discarding the Gengar V. I feel like you definitely want the Gengar V in this matchup in general. Grabs the Crobat. All right, they have the Ordinary Rod. Okay. But you still want to get the Gengar V on the bench. I'm still confused as to... I'm curious as to what the other cards in the hand are that they would discard it like that. And Andrew, being aggressive with the abilities, of course, is correct to play around Path to the Peak from Mikey. You don't want to get turn 1 pathed. Okay, so it still has like a 2-card hand, but yeah, chose to not... I don't know what they are. One looks like a boss. I'm not sure what the other one is. So the boss is still pretty good to keep, I guess. Now, you don't need Gengar till next turn, but you don't want to have to go find it. Hey, they found the Gengar again, so they're good. All right, over to Mikey. Mikey basically trying to do the same thing, get an Arceus with an energy on it, and then just kind of look to start swinging from there. And you could even just leave the Moltres in the active here as Mikey for the turn, because it won't get KO'd by the Arceus, even with the Choice Belt, unless you're afraid of, what's it called, playing Goon. So... My next card was a bat with Path in play. Yeah, but you had a Primate Wisdom to work with. Like, you could have Primate Wisdom into Research. Almost forgets to use Moltres, Arceus, and there's the Path. Then here comes the Research, discarding Piers, Fan, and Gengar VMAX. Okay. Has Ultra Ball. So it has Arceus for next turn. It looks like it has this draw supporter as well. I think they're going to go grab themselves a Malamar here. Gets rid of the AD and the fish. No fish. Yeah, set up the Malamar as well. And that's what just Mikey wants to do, is just get to Malamar as soon as possible and just attack with Malamar as many times as possible to give yourself the chance of like locking your opponent or making your opponent's turns awkward. Is like the thought. All right, here we go. Over to Andrew. Needs DTE and V-Star. There's the V-Star. There's the DTE. So we already got him. Has a boss. And I like the boss on the Arceus, because if you hit the Moltres isn't... I like the boss on the Arceus, because if you hit the Moltres is just going to run to the bench, and then you're never going to see it again, probably. You could, like, boss it back up, but that's kind of a waste. But you know the Arceus is going to stay in the active next turn. Unless Mikey has like a really weird combo they can pull off. So you know the Arceus is sticking in the active next turn, and then you're just going to be able to knock it out next turn. Loads up the Arceus and the Gengar. And also, like, no, it's just, that's about it. We see the V-Star here from Mikey. Has an Ultra Ball, so could go get the Pumpkaboo here. I can't tell what that other card is. That supporter. I can't tell what the supporter card is. Could just hit. Like, has a DTE in hand. Doesn't have to Ultra Ball here, but also you're about to lose your V-Star, so then you won't be able to Starbirth. Mikey for some... Yeah, was it a Marnie? I think that might just be a Marnie. You could just go DTE Marnie here. But Andrew only has a 2-card hand, so maybe you just don't want to give him more cards. Yeah, it is a Marnie. So going to go with the Pumpkaboo, going to get access to Starbirth. But now you need to find another path to the peak here as Mikey. So you could go with, like, Research Path. Because otherwise, Andrew just gets to use their Starbirth, and you don't really want to let them do that. So it looks like going to go with Research Energy. I would like to see Research Path here, I think, and then just hope to get the energy off the Research. Because you really just don't want to give Andrew Starbirth. Like, I think that's like should be the priority one here. Just not giving Andrew access to Starbirth. So I would go with Research Path here. Mikey still has the energy. Okay, now they're gonna go. Oh, thinking about Path, thinking about Fan. I don't hate the Fan. But if they have access to Starbirth, you taking a Fan doesn't matter. Like, so you have to like stop them from having Starbirth first. You have to stop them from having Starbirth first, and then you can kind of think about everything else. Here we go, Path. Yeah, so I like the Path Research here from Mikey. As to the energy, unfortunately, it's a DTE, I think. So that's unfortunate. It's not a Dark Energy. But I guess maybe if you're looking to set up what's it called from here on out, it doesn't matter if it is a Dark Energy. Getting out the deck with the Incense. Looks like it. And then just load up the Malamar VMAX. There's not too much else to do here for Mikey. And then try and get into that Malamar VMAX, like I said, as soon as possible. Giving up the Arceus and the V-Star. Probably going to go... I mean, I don't even know what you're going to go grab here. Probably just thinning out the deck here a little bit. I said debate between trying to set up another Malamar or set up another Arceus. Like, you need to set up another attacker. You always have the Malamar or the Moltres V on the bench as well, but like that's not a great attacker. You usually want to set up like 2 Malamars probably. You go Arceus, Malamar, Malamar. If you can do it. It depends sometimes. Like you're not going to have enough energy or you're not going to have enough pieces sometimes. All right, gets the hit. There's the Marnie from Andrew. And this is where Andrew needs to try and find Bidoof because like you just need to get the B-Barrel online just so that the Malamar never actually locks you. Now the B-Barrel is prized, but Andrew's drawing 2 prize cards this turn. So I guess Guru works as well though, right? Because Guru just like can put a supporter on top of your deck because Malamar puts the card from your hand, on the bottom of the deck. So it's actually not like that big of a deal, and actually has the run away. And this is actually also what you want to do in these kind of matchups is just literally run your Pokemon away and force your opponent to have boss to actually close out prize cards because everything's a 2-hit KO. Everything's a 2-hit KO. So if you're able to retreat, and this is what Andrew's deck probably does a little bit better because Gengar only needs 2 Dark Energy to attack, and then you have the Arceus to run between. Mikey in this situation only has 1 Arceus set up, and the more V Pokemon you set up on Mikey's side, the bigger threat Fear and Panic is, so you almost just can't set up as many Pokemon on Mikey's side anyways. There's a knockout, more energy searched out. Loads up the Arceus. I don't know. I maybe would have saved those energy in the deck to try and load up a fresh attacker. Like this Arceus is damaged. I guess you want the 3 energy. I mean, the 3 energy on the Gengar doesn't matter as much right now, but I guess you want to get there anyways. I don't know if it was possible for like Andrew to find another Arceus V to load up or not, but I also don't know how many Arceus they play. Gets the B-Barrel off the prize card, so has the B-Barrel now. But I'm sure Mikey is going to take the B-Barrel away. I'm sure Mikey will take the B-Barrel away. And Mikey is unfortunately having to set up the Moltres as the next attacker. And the problem with the Moltres is that when it hits itself, a choice belted Arceus will actually KO the Moltres. Like the Moltres effectively gets 1-hit KO. So you want to set up attackers that are like not. Grabs Crobat off Quick Ball. That's probably just going to get researched away. I think Mikey has got a research in hand. So, oh no, they're not going to play it, are they? Boss on the Arceus. Okay, no, they're just thinning out the deck. B-Barrel or research. So the play, I guess the play we could have seen Mikey make would have been KO Bidoof and then remove a draw supporter from hand. But now, because like if there's an Ultra Ball in hand or the B-Barrel or an Evolution Incense and a supporter, if there's 2 supporters, there's nothing you can do about it as Mikey. But like in this situation, but then you're knocking out a 1 prize for turn and you're losing the prize trade just by hits. So it's like you kind of have to go with the boss play, I guess, on the Arceus. It just kind of feels bad. History of the research leaves the B-Barrel. I guess that's probably correct. I mean, nothing feels great there. This is a pretty bad spot for Mikey, to be honest. There's the Beebs for 3. Aspath has Ultra Ball. It's another Arceus. Might even be able to set up this Arceus, to be honest. We'll see. Can that Arceus attack? It can, right? I'm assuming it can because it did. I thought I had just 2 basic darks on it. That looks like a DTE though. Oh, the damaged one had 2 basic darks on it. And that's what I was talking about, like taking that extra basic dark and putting it on the damaged Arceus. Like, it just didn't really, like you had time to go attack with this Arceus again and put that somewhere else, like on a fresh Arceus for the new DTE here. So I didn't like that second basic dark on the damaged Arceus there. The third energy on the Gengar was fine, but I didn't like the second damage on the second energy on the damaged Arceus there. Once B-Barrel is in play, Mally never sticks. That's true, Slap. That's true. It's not that it never sticks, but I think I agree, actually. I think they probably should have got rid of B-Barrel instead of the research and then hope that they don't find B-Barrel and then Malamar maybe stick him with a dead hand. But then they're KOing Malamar on the next round anyways and getting 3 prize cards, so like I don't know if it changes very much anyways. Here comes a boss on the Crobat. So it looks like Mikey's trying to chase like the 2-2-2, but it's going to be hard because you just have no way to KO this Arceus V after you KO this Crobat. And there's the scoop from Mikey, so back and forth, big Pokemon hitting into each other. The person going first and getting the first hit has been the victor both times. Let's see if it continues in this game 3 or not. Prize cards, nothing super relevant on Mikey's side. A decent amount of Pokemon search in there. And a 1-1 Gengar VMAX line and an Arceus. So a decent amount of Pokemon in Andrew's prizes. On Mikey's side, a decent amount of Pokemon search. So it has the turn 1 Arceus energy, which is the most important part. And then if you're Mikey, even if you have Path to the Peak, you probably don't put it in play. You probably wait, and it's like that way you can get your Starbirth. You do play the Punkaboo though, so if you don't need to Starbirth, then you can just like stop them from using Crobat or Luminion, which would be nice. But I don't see a Path to the Peak in the hand here for Mikey. I'm pretty sure the Big Charms just don't matter in this matchup, like, at all. It can maybe play around some big Gengar play, but, yeah, I'm pretty sure they just don't matter very much. Quick Ball away the Fish. Okay, love to see it hit the discard pile there. Going for the... whatever that dude is called. Arceus. Has the energy for it as well. Has another Quick Ball. It's rid of the Arceus, so that's curious. But it might be going for a Crobat out of hand then. So got Arceus, got rid of Arceus. I don't know. That seemed like a really weird sequence. I'm definitely curious to know what the rest of the hand has. Oh, so they could Ditto the Arceus. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. And then has a Research and a Path and a V-Star. Chose not to attach. Oh, but let's say giving the option of the Trinity Charge. And actually drew into the Trinity Charge play. Okay, so really good. Yeah, I forgot about the Ditto. So really good turn here from Andrew here. Going to be with the Trinity Charge. Has the Guru as well. And then here comes the Trinity Charge for 3. 2 on Gengar probably. 1 on the Arceus. Could even put 1 on the active Arceus if you really wanted to. Is debating putting them on Arceus, I think, just because they're not sure if they're going to be able to set up. Whoa. Okay, they put 3 on the active here. So they want to make sure they can attack next turn. The reason this is like, that's a lot invested into this Arceus though. So the reason they're doing this is because they want to be able to attack with Arceus V-Star, and they're playing around the Fan of Waves of Mikey. The problem with this play though is now Mikey never Fan of Waves this Arceus, and then you're stuck there with 5 energy on your Arceus, and then can you set up 3 attackers at this point is the question. So the problem with this play is you now have 5 energy on this Arceus, and now Mikey never Fan of Waves this. So that's kind of the problem. I don't know if I like this. It depends how many energy Andrew has in hand and in deck, though. If he feels like he can pull off another like full Trinity Nova to set up the rest of the board, then it's fine. But then you are limited to 3 attackers, which means you don't get to do the run between attackers play. And it looks like actually the Path to the Peak is going to actually fully stump Mikey here, because Mikey has the AD but no Punkaboo. So Mikey's not going to be able to attack this turn. So this is like going to put Andrew super far ahead. He never fans. I mean, I wouldn't fan at this point. I'd keep that there. I wouldn't fan. So I don't dislike the play, but it also comes down to if you think you're going to get hit this turn. If you don't think you're getting hit this turn, then I like this play. If you're getting hit this turn, this play doesn't feel as good. And you can't like Charon's Care or something out of this situation either. So you could have put one, if you put like 1 basic dark on the bench one, then you could have Charon's Care out of the situation. When Andrew does play 1 Charon's Care, I think. But you can Big Charm the active so it doesn't get KO to a choice. Oh, thinking about VMAX. I wouldn't VMAX here. That's a 3-prize Pokemon. I would just Big Charm it. I would just Big Charm the active. So then you turn a 2-prize Pokemon into a 2-hit KO. Big Charming the Arceus, I don't think... No, Big Charming the Arceus does do something. I don't think I'd VMAX this, though. So now when you VMAX this, Andrew can go like 2-hit KO this, 1-hit KO Arceus, and then boss KO like a Punkaboo, like a really easy small knockout. So, and you're kind of in a spot as Mikey where Punkaboo is one of your biggest outs. One of your biggest top decks is like Quick Ball, Ultra Ball, Punkaboo, to get play in the game again. So Punkaboo coming into play is like pretty reasonable at this point. So to play around that as Mikey, I wouldn't have VMAX this. I would have put the Big Charm on it. If you put the Big Charm on it, then it doesn't get 1-hit KO by the Arceus. But I mean, you're in a rough spot, right? I don't know, but you want to minimize your the outs you're giving your opponent. Ooh, Ultra Ball away 2 more energy. So a lot of energy down here from Andrew. I'm not sure what they Primate Wisdom there, but that is a lot of energy gone. And then there's the Research. Yeah, Andrew does. I don't even know if Andrew can set up a Gengar at this point. We'll see. I think it's probably possible. We'll see if it actually has not happening. Pass. No, and they did draw a Fan of Waves here. They got attached to Arceus. And yeah, pass. All right. So Andrew is very much in a commanding spot here. Unfortunately for Mikey, the Pumpkaboo tech not working out in this one. Like, this is exactly why you play the Pumpkaboo. It's like, oh, they have a Path to the Peak. Well, I can use Starbirth if I can just move it. And then you bump the Path to the Peak, and then you're attacking with Starbirth. So it's pretty unfortunate. This one's pretty much a wash at this point, it looks like. Andrew's going to keep swinging, keep setting up. And I guess Andrew does play a ordinary rod, so that's how they can recover energy to be able to attack with the Gengar. They get 3 prize cards now. Like I said, instead of 2, they could have put the big charm there and just hope the tool scrapper isn't found. Mikey's running between Arceus here, sending up the V over to Andrew. Andrew might as well go ahead and just like boss punch the bench one. Also hitting the active is just fine. Like all you need to do is hit, and you're kind of chilling. The draw from Mikey is a DTE, but they can't do anything with it. They get Trinity Charge with the active. And there's the pass back, and it's going to be the same thing. Andrew draws. Could go boss punch. Can also just punch the active, though. It doesn't really matter. Has all the options in the hand. Just takes a knockout on the active here. Is low on energy still, though. Like, Andrew doesn't have another attacker set up. So Mikey is currently winning the trade back and forth here. And if Mikey KOs his Arceus and Andrew can't set up another attacker, Mikey could win. There we go. There's the hit. Andrew draws. And Andrew's hand is kind of clogged up, it looks like. And yeah, Andrew has not been attaching energy. There might be energy in that hand that we just can't see. But Andrew did go quite... Oh, there's a DTE off the top. Okay, so that should probably seal it. There's the hard retreat to protect the prize cards, and there's a hit. Now, the only thing with this, though... I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Mikey does play Fan of Waves, though. So as Andrew, you could have just sat there and held the DTE, because this does open an opportunity for Mikey to go now... Fan of Waves the DTE, hit the active, and then boss KO this Arceus. And then if this Arceus still can't attack on the next turn because you can't find the DTE again, then you lose. So I think as Andrew, you should have just hit with this Arceus, the damage one, and just probably held the DTE in the hand. Because then you're basically guaranteed to win. And the only thing that kind of like stops you from losing the game, I guess, would be if Mikey top decks. I guess if they get Punkaboo, they can go find what's it called. Maybe it's fine to get this hit off because then you force him to boss. But they don't have to... Mikey doesn't even have to boss this turn. Mikey can, like, remove the energy. So, actually, you know what? It's a mistake to attach the Choice Belt because Andrew has an air balloon in hand. So, it's actually a mistake to attach the Choice Belt. Andrew should have just, like maybe this is a fine play to do. You retreat, you attack. You can still get stumped by Fan of Waves boss. But then if they just go Fan of Waves hit, you can go air balloon retreat attack. So you should have put the Choice Belt down here at very least. But I don't hate just kind of holding the DT in the hand and hitting with this one. But I guess the thought process there is that what if they KO my active plus Marnie me, then I lose the DTE. So that's like fair as well, I guess. You do have a lot of time to try and find the DTE to close out the game. But that is like a fair thought process to take. But the Choice Belt should just never be put in play here. This should always be open to be... Because like the extra damage just doesn't matter. If you really want to put this somewhere, you could put it on like... put it on the damaged Arceus if you just want to get out of the hand. Because now we see this play from Mikey. Mikey goes hit. Oh, there's a switch in the hand for Andrew as well, though. Okay, there's a switch in the hand for Andrew as well. So I guess it doesn't really matter too much. I only saw the air balloon. All right, yeah. So pretty lackluster game 3 there in that one.